Hey there, are you a startup founder or a founding team member who is looking to build your team? Maybe you just got a new pilot, a new contract, a new investment check, right? And you are ready to grow. How are you going to find the people to fill your team? Well, there are some amazing people here in Washington, D.C. who want to meet you, who want to work for you, whether that means them picking up and moving out of DC, which some of them are quite ready to do at this point, or whether that means working remotely. So, who are these people? These are former feds in water. There are tens of thousands, if not more. I don't know the exact number. It's hard to tell. It's been hard to keep track. There are so many water-related organizations, programs, and funding and whatnot that are getting cut right now. Why? Well, some of it's part because of the Environmental Justice 40 initiative, and people put in words and change names to the programs to match the priorities of the prior administration, and there is a lot of backlash on it. So things that are just basic water, whether it's water for energy, water for transportation, water for food, water for water, water and wastewater, energy from water and wastewater. There are a lot of really good people that have a lot of experience, a lot of connections, and are so mission driven. They want to work with a purpose, right? That's why they've been working in civil service. I'm not talking about the politicos so much. Some of them might be interested, I don't know, but mostly I'm talking about, the civil service that thought that they were going to have a job for the rest of their lives and suddenly have found themselves out in the street. And fact is, most of the utilities and consulting firms and others won't hire anyone, especially anyone over 30, 35 years old, right? So, this is a huge, huge, huge opportunity for water startups, right? These are people who are ready to start again. They know they're not going to get back into the jobs that they had before, but they bring just so much passion and so much talent, right? So if you're looking to hire, please, please, please consider these former feds, and we are providing you with an opportunity to do just that on September 8th, let's see, 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. Let me share my screen really quickly with you. Uh, okay, I gotta get ready to go to a conference in Ocean City that's got all sorts of people in the area that are going to want to come to this event. So you better sign up quick. So basically, it's called Fed2Tech H2O for former federal employees, contractors, or grant recipients, or anyone who's been impacted by these recent changes in federal agencies or federal funding, and are considering new opportunities, right? And by the way, we're going to see it trickle down into the consulting firms and all sorts of other places. It's just not hit there yet, just yet, right? So, but if you're growing, if you've got opportunities, please, please, please hire these amazing people while you have the opportunity. And by the way, just want to point out, I went to one of the biggest water utility conferences in June, and was waiting to hear, after 15 years of covering workforce stories, waiting to hear what is that the water utilities were going to do about these former feds and welcoming them into the water utilities that are just crying out for workforce, right? They said it's too risky. They're not going to do anything. Yeah. So take advantage of this. This is our time as water entrepreneurs to step in and be leaders, be a part of, supporting this incredible talent. These are nonpartisan. These are people who are just dedicated to their work and they want to continue doing great work. So it is coming up on, as I said, it's a 3-hour workshop that is going to be on Monday, September 8th from 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to have an opportunity for the startups that are growing, to essentially reverse pitch, to tell people, in 5 minutes, what's your, what does your organization do? Why are you growing now? What are you looking for in terms of skill sets? And, as well as what are you looking for in terms of a fit for your organization? How does your corporate culture work? You're now creating a corporate culture as an entrepreneur, right? So how do things work? What's going to be a good fit for you? What do they need to know if they're going to not only do this immediate work, but also hopefully help you build this company and help you build your impact on the world. Okay. We're also getting some people there who can tell them how to start their own startup or find co-founders and advisors. This is another good thing for startups. If you can get here to Washington, D.C., I really recommend that you do that. Okay. So when we're talking about, there's a lot of people who, basically had to do this pension buyout, right? So everything they would have gotten in a pension in a much smaller package that they're given just to go away, right? So they're not done yet. And so some of them may want to get a job, go back full time. Some of them may just want to, be involved in some sort of co-founder or advisor way. Great people. So anyway, we're going to start out. If you've never been to the Reservoir Center for Water Solutions, by the way, this is a big deal. This is a big deal that we're in the Reservoir Center for Water Solutions, created by Xylem, that has, so they basically, it's the government relations people, and they own the building. It's a 501(c)(3), and they made a co-working space, event space, but we're not allowed to charge, by the way. We're really not allowed to charge for the attendees, and for any of the startups in the room, we're not going to charge anything. So if you can get here, I recommend that. It is possible, if we have enough time, for those who can't get here, we may be able to set up the AV, in which case we'll have to charge a little something for you to participate remotely. And if we do that, you're not just going to talk for 5 minutes. You're going to be part of the discussion. And as you can see here, here in this main room here, whoops, over here, they have this huge screen, right? So we can put maybe 2, 3 people up there along with the people who are going to be in the room to talk about, more generally answer questions about, what's it like working for a startup, right? That you got to wear many hats. You're not just going to have one little teeny tiny bureaucratic position where you just work on, the such and such report every year, right? You're going to be doing a lot more, or these former feds are going to do a lot more than they might have done in federal agency. And I want to point out, by the way, for a lot of these former feds, yes, some of them might be a little kind of used to doing just one thing, but a lot of them have to be very entrepreneurial, right? So you think about it, whenever there's a new piece of legislation or some, secretary of the department or the president goes to some luncheon and says, we're going to do this, the people who are in the civil service that are responsible for that say, oh crap, now we have to create a program around that. So you'll see a lot of entrepreneurial people who have created new programs or stood up, they call it, stood up a new program within an agency. So you're going to see a lot of entrepreneurial people there. So let me finish up. So so if you absolutely can't get here to Washington, D.C., and I do recommend that you come here to the Reservoir Center for Water Solutions for that. And this whole thing, there's all sorts of little office spaces, and there's and all sorts of places with like little nooks and crannies that you can sit down with people. So the way we have this set up is we're going to do a quick opening. And I will stretch this or shrink it as long as I need to just to get things together. We'll get in some, maybe some people from DC government to say, hey, we don't want you to leave. For the people who want to work remotely, how do you work remotely from DC? But we're going to start right at 5 o'clock. We'll have a kickoff with a few great people speaking there. And then we're going to stay in that multi-purpose room. And we're going to have a whole hour for startups that are hiring. That's you, startups that are hiring, to be able to, blow that up a bit so you can read a little better, to be able to do a reverse pitch. So click this button, it's going to take you to this video you're watching right now. So we're going to have that opportunity. And then that only takes us to 6:30. We have the place until 8 o'clock. We got to get out of there by 8. According to Lise at the Reservoir Center, we have to leave by 8. But we're going to go from there. We're going to have some food set up. So as soon as 6:30 hits, we're going to send the people out. They can go grab some food and drink, and they can either go to one of these little workshops that we've set up on like how to develop a strategy, how to set up your resume, how to create a startup, or how to find a co-founder or advisor, right? And then we're going to wrap it up. But if you find someone, if you get up there, especially if you're in the room and you say, hey, we're looking for someone who's really good at hydroinformatics or something, right? Or maybe we need someone who's good in communication who has worked with water people before, right? You're going to find that in the audience. And I'm going to be releasing, if you sign up, you'll be able to see the information that I'm putting out about who's coming. Already, we have just a wide array of agencies. There are water programs in many different agencies. And oh crap, I meant to do this in 5 minutes, so I'm taking too long. But point is, if you want a spot and you will be here in DC, click the button that says, I want to pitch in or reverse pitch in DC. I'm a startup and I want to reverse pitch in DC, and we will hold that spot for you. You get it for free, but you have to come up in the room. Now, if you want to talk about doing it virtually, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to have to have a Zoom call set up. So click the other button for that. And we'll figure out a way to get you virtually participating in the room. That's going to take a little more work because we got to set up a whole page for you for people to sign up to connect with you and all that kind of stuff, right? By the way, we also so we get the space for free from the Reservoir Center because we are a 501(c)(3), but we have to come up with hundreds of dollars for insurance just for a 3-hour meeting. We have to come up with the food, we have to come up with beverage, we have to come up with programs and everything else. We'll do everything we can to save money, but it has to look good, or we will never get another event at the Reservoir Center. So if you're interested, you have the means to sponsor, definitely get in touch with me. We will promote the crap out of you. We're very good at promoting the crap out of people and their organizations. So that's it. Click the button below, and please do sign up. Please help us help these folks who are our colleagues in water, who are probably never going to get a job again. They're probably going to have to join, get into water entrepreneurship. Not everyone is a founder, but maybe they can be part of your team and help grow your team and do amazing things. So please do come to our event. Thank you.